is a good year. I'm not going to drink anymore. Hi folks, I'm Matt and welcome to My Expanded Universe, a show where I go through the entire EU in chronological order as best I know how. Well, I'm all dolled up for the last time because this is the last Lando book that we're going to be talking about. All sad face. All right, so here L. Neil Smith's third and final novel was called Lando Calrissian and the Starcave of Thonboka. Now, in this novel, it basically takes place 1 year after the last novel, Flame Wind of Ocean. And in this novel, Lando and Vufi Ra go off to save the Oswaft, an alien species, from being destroyed. And Lando also has his final showdown with the overarching villain from the first novel. Now, what did I think about this book? Okay, first off, the Oswaft, they were a friend of one of the alien species. Then he calls out for them for help because his species is being destroyed. And Lando and Vufi Ra go to the rescue. That's basically the gist of the story, the main story there. There are other things that do get explained. Vufi Ra's origin and who and what he is explained at the end of the novel. So that's really nice. There is also a final battle between this arch nemesis, which he's an okay bad guy. He's not very memorable, but the way they end the battle, the final battle, takes place mano a mano out in space, not in ships. They go out in space in their suits and basically duke it out, you know, knives and stuff. And Lando's not good at fighting, but maybe he can outmaneuver him and outwit him in the atmosphere of space. What? Do you hear what I'm talking about here? They fight it out in space. How cool is that? I don't think there has been that many battles in the vacuum of space, you know, mano a mano. So hats off to L. Neil Smith for coming up with the idea. I loved it, and I loved it in the book. It adds a little bit of just extra, what's it called? Imagination, creativity. It's so unique. And I really like that about this entire series, in fact. Now, the series does have some kooky moments. And again, I want to say it's the second book, but I can't remember. But in one of them, Lando is at this region in space where he is looking at this aurora of different lights. And it's, you know, cherry red, you know, lemony yellow, orangey orange. And you're like, why is it saying that? Because the aurora is called the Silly Rabbit. Silly Rabbit, tricks are for kids. He's talking about all the flavors in the box of cereal for kids, the tricks, and so that's called the Silly Rabbit. I got the joke and I laughed. I love it. Now, yes, it is a little corny, but I enjoyed that. So I enjoyed, I don't even have to tell you what I thought about the entire trilogy by now, folks. You know I love this series. I adore this series. Not in my top 10, definitely would be in my top 20 because L. Neil Smith does some excellent Lando Calrissian books. You can get all the originals in hardback but the third novel, and I don't know why. In fact, no one knows why. I tried to reach out to L. Neil Smith. I didn't get a response. I don't think I have a good email address for him. But in Pablo's Star Wars Reader's Companion, I was very disappointed when you get to the Lando trilogy. It's explained in 2 pages, and the, you know, did you know knowledge stuff is, hey, Lando didn't have his mustache in the first one. Yeah, so? I knew that. Give me some meat. Why wasn't the third one brought out in hardback? No one seems to be able to answer that question for me. And it kind of bugs me because I have the first 2 in hardback. In fact, I think I have a second copy of the Flame Wind of Ocean in hardback. I found it for $2 at a flea market and I couldn't let it go, right? Maybe when I get to my next 1,000 subscribers, I'll give it away. But the thing is, though, the third one did not come out in hardback, and I do not know why that is. But you know what? You don't have to worry about getting them on their original trade paperbacks, which, by the way, the cover art, as you've seen, is very nice. You can get them in that 3-in-1, you know, reprint from the 90s. It doesn't look that nice, but it gives you all three. You can get it for super cheap. I think you can find it for a penny online, and all you have to pay for is shipping, $3.99, so $4. It'll come right to you. That's well worth it. Or you can find it at any, old trade paperback store probably. They have several copies, I'm sure. But should you get this? Yes, absolutely yes. I don't even know why you're sitting watching this still. You should be online looking to buy it if you don't already have it. I love the Lando Calrissian trilogy. It is a excellent series by L. Neil Smith, and definitely worth your time. All right, folks, that is all the time I have for now. I'll see you next time with another video. Ewok fur? Have you been drinking this?